Hey, Chris with 22 Designs here today to show you how to mount our Lynx telemark bindings. If you aren't able to have one of our dealers mount it for you, but you do have access to our Roxbo mounting jig, they are available on our website. What you'll need is your Tele Boot, a drill bit. These step drill bits are what you need with the jigs. You'll want a 3.5mm drill bit if your skis do not have a metal top sheet, or a 4.1mm drill bit if they do. Some waterproof wood glue. A syringe is nice to have. A number 3 posi drive screwdriver or bit. Measuring tape is handy. If your skis do have that metal top sheet, you'll need a number 12 AB ski tap and Lynx Tele Bindings. First step is finding your boot center mark on the ski. Most manufacturers have that marked on the top sheet or the sidewall. We recommend mounting our bindings with the boot center on that line. Some folks do like to go a centimeter or two back, but we're going to mount these right on boot center today. So for the Lynx, you'll want to line up the red line on the jig right with that boot center mark. Then go ahead and tighten the jig down nice and snug. Then you'll want to grab your boot. Go ahead and measure from tip to tail in centimeters. Scarpas also have the boot sole length marked in millimeters on the outside of the heel. Then you'll adjust the jig, loosen the 2 knobs here, and slide it so that the front edge of the rear heel plate lines up with your boot sole length. In this case, 299 or 300mm. And I'll go ahead and tighten the plates. Go ahead and make sure your jig is snug, and then we'll go ahead and drill the first few holes. Now that we've got all 8 holes drilled, we can go ahead and take our jig off. Go ahead and tap out your sawdust. And if you do have a metal top sheet, you'll want to tap them at this point. Go ahead and drill your other ski, and then we're ready to glue them up. At this point, if your holes volcanoed up at all, you can clean them off with the razor blade. And then it's time to glue. We like to use a syringe. If you don't have one of those, you can always use a little toothpick or matchstick to make sure you get the glue down into the holes. Now that we've got the holes glued up, let's get our bindings out. Inside, you'll see the pack, which has your screws, flex plates, and some other parts in there. Your Lynx bases. You'll want to make sure that the boot stops, black boot stops, are still installed. Heel climbers. Main plates. And the binding rears, as well as your mounting poster with detailed instructions. Go ahead and grab one of the binding rears. You'll put it right side up with the claw on top. Insert the cable loop into the U shape in the back of the base plate, like so. So we'll go ahead and set the base down on the 6 front mounting holes. And we can open our binding pack. Inside we have our pivot straps, mounting screws, slick pins, power spacers, flex plates, and a sticker. Go ahead and open up your mounting screws. put 6 in the front mounting holes. Once your screws are in, we're ready to tighten them with your number 3 posi drive. If you happen to have a bit and a drill, make sure your clutch is not set too tight. Then we'll want to give them a couple last tightens with the hand driver. Make sure they're nice and snug. And go ahead one last time, snug up each screw. We've got the optional power spacers that are either gray or black, and this is when you would want to put them on. What the power spacers do is provide a little preload to the spring to give you a little more stiffness at the beginning of your turn. To install these, you'll want to grab the rear of the binding and twist it over to one side. Then slide the spring forward as far as you can with the top hat back. Grab the power spacer with the little tooth pointing backwards. Snap it over the top hat and then rotate it so that the tooth goes into the slot in the top hat. You'll want to install a power spacer on each spring to make sure that the forces are even. Then take one of your main plates. You'll want to slide it into the top of the slide block here from the front with the 2 little ears at the front of the main plate. Pull back on the claw just a little bit and it'll seat down into the base. Go ahead and do the same thing with your flex plate. Then grab one of your pivot straps. This is where you'll want to choose one of the 3 pivot positions. Number 1 in the front is the most neutral. Number 3 at the back is the most active, which means it holds the ball of your foot down more. I'm going to go ahead and put this one in position 2 in the middle. Go ahead and slide the slick pin all the way through and make sure the tooth pops out. Now we'll grab one of our heel climbers and a couple of screws. Mount it onto the ski. Tighten it up. Mount the other one and you're all set. Now that you're all mounted up, a couple things to keep in mind for maintenance are just making sure once or twice a year that your mounting screws are nice and tight. And when you're out there skiing in the spring, walking in the mud, go ahead and clean off your boots, clean the snow off, maybe hose the bindings down when you're done for the day. We also offer accessories for the Lynx. You can get leashes, stiff or soft main plates, backcountry repair kits, ski crampons, and much more on our website. Thanks for watching and enjoy your Lynx.